Quilts and the art of quilting have been enjoyed for generations. Hyderhangout, Quilt Fabric and More in downtown Cleveland is all things quilts and much more. Hyderhangout stocks a vast selection of beautiful fabrics from upholstery to evening wear and will special order hard-to-find items. Find all the accessories to make any project fun and easy. Hyderhangout offers expert instruction with classes for the beginner and the advanced. Ready to show your style? Get to Hyderhangout, Quilt Fabric and More, 219 First Street Northeast, downtown Cleveland.
All right, welcome back. We are live from the safe deposit box
That's
of the
good.
Andrew Johnson Bank studio. It is the Good Morning Show. It is 9/11 on April 28th. It is Friday. Hot diggity dog. Aren't you excited?
Well, my Friday, Saturday afternoon, so, you know.
Well,
Although
that's true.
I love my job anyway, so,
What is it? You do what you love, never work a day of your life?
right.
There you go. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yep.
All right, Susan. So what's up today?
So
We got
what's
some
up
exciting
today?
stuff.
Well, we're doing geese. We're going to fly.
Come again?
We're going to fly. We're doing flying geese.
Flying geese. Okay.
Yeah, that's a block. And I've got two different ways to do it. We're going to show it with the magic of television. We got them all the steps already done, so we don't have the sewing machine and the iron here. But
Can you
This
explain
is-
explain the steps that you have in front of you?
oh yeah, we will.
Okay, cool.
I'm showing this is a fox and geese pattern from Eleanor Burns.
I don't see the fox.
The fox part is the squares.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But,
Is that kinda
can we
like a
do here close?
Minecraft
We can see a little
fox?
bit closer here.
Yeah.
There we go. This is Eleanor Burns, and we've talked about her before, but this is her fox and geese pattern. And she has a different way of doing the flying geese in here, and it's a step-by-step. This is one of her intermediate patterns. So she does them with squares only, and then you end up with your flying geese units right here. That's
Gotcha.
what a flying geese unit looks like. And and then they put them together in certain ways. And you end up with a whole quilt with flying geese units in them. And at the end, I've got my big 5,500 quilt block designs, and we'll show the patterns, some of the patterns. But that's that big book.
Gotcha.
5,500 quilt block designs, a big book.
That's a lot of designs right there.
Right, but I picked out a few that have the flying geese in it.
Okay.
But we are going to show, and I'm going to stay over here, and I'm going to get it
Okay.
so you can see it.
Sure.
Now this is the way that you do it. I should have had a white piece of paper. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. Better? Yeah, you can see it better. This is made with the blocks that you cut with the AccuQuilt machine. So they are precision cut for you. They have the little dog ears already cut off. And for this particular block, for the flying geese, you have a big triangle and two little ones, or intermediate size. And you put them, what you're going to do is put them right side together. You've got this one here, right side together, and you put this other one to the side for a little while.
Okay.
And,
So you're stacking them.
right,
Okay.
and what you do is, oh, my intermediate thing is not here. You sew down this side here, and then you press it. Ta-da. So you'll have an intermediate piece here. Then you go back, you put this one down here, right side together. This is supposed to stay here. And it will overlap up here in the top. So here we go, we got this one sewn here. This is the one we pressed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sew this one here, and I sewed it in dark thread so you can see real well.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then you'll iron it this way. Ta-da. And it's ironed, and there's your flying geese unit.
Hey, hey.
And you don't have anything to trim off here, and as long as your 1/4 inch seam allowance is consistent, you should have the exact size you need. And then you'll have them, and you can put a bunch of them together and have your rows or whatever. And that's one that's already cut with the AccuQuilt. Now this one here, we have the steps, and you have one of the rectangles. Can you not? Oh, we're up here.
There you go. You're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, got one of the rectangles, and you'll have 2 of these, and we drew across, just straight across the squares. The squares are, the rectangles are the size you need for your pattern, and then the squares are a square the size of the short end of the rectangle. And you put them right sides together, and you have your line here. You have another one of these too. We'll see in a minute, but it's sitting away, and it has the line already drawn in it. That is your stitching line. So there you go, you got your stitching line.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, we stitch with that. So there we go.
So that's our after stitch.
After stitch.
Okay.
Now, this one you can make yourself some bonus blocks. So we go back and we make another stitch. This is where your block is that you're keeping. This is extra, but you stitch a 1/2 inch away from the first stitch line. You see that?
I do.
And then we're going to cut on the cut line, just like that. So this now looks like this other one we had with the first time with this piece here, sewn like that. And we have this extra little one, so we go to the ironing board, ironing board, and come back, and we pressed that one like that, so you recognize that one. And this one we pressed open, and that's the extra block that we have that we cut off here. So you now have an extra block to use in either somewhere else in this quilt or another quilt. So that's the piece that you get, the extra right here.
Gotcha.
So instead of just throwing those 2 triangles away, while you're here, it's easier to just go ahead and sew it now instead of having 2 loose triangles.
Right, and then you can fold it over and do what you need to do for
Right.
Okay.
And so here's that, and then we sew the other one on and press it open, so you have another Flying Geese unit.
Nice. So the flying part is where you fold it back over. It kind of looks like wings, I guess.
Yes, it looks like geese.
Okay.
And the Eleanor Burns one is using just squares. It's a little more complicated if anybody ever wants to come in and get this pattern, and I can help them with that. But it's a little more complicated, a little bit more, but you end up with more Flying Geese units with, instead of just 1, you end up with 2. And her way, Eleanor Burns' way, is kind of fun, some of the stuff she has. And her company is called A Quilt in a Day Company, but you may, some of the quilts, get one done. And sometime we will do a jelly roll race and show you how in an hour and 15 minutes or so you can get a quilt top done. But anyway, this is an intermediate. And I want to stay here on this because these are kind of small in this book.
Gotcha.
This is, let me turn it this way because I'm crooked. And I know there's a Flying Geese on here because I put a pattern, I saw it earlier today. Ha 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 ha. Well, okay. This one here, there's 2 actually on this page, but this one right here, can we get kind of close to that one?
That's a lot of geese.
So they've got geese and then they've got some other triangles, but the geese are the cross part right here in the middle, and they're all flying towards the middle, but you can kind of see how they look like geese. And then this one over, this one over here, there's 2 right here.
Okay, I see.
And they've got the geese flying in the middle. And let me see what the traditional name on this one. This is just called a Flying Geese. And this is called Sunshine Over the Rockies. And you add these letter pieces here, and then you change the name, and then you got some other name.
Have you ever created your own?
I have created a couple of patterns.
What, may I ask what you named it?
Well, I have one that's called Susan Star.
Susan Star.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of a play on S's, right? And did these real fast this morning, and I was up real late last night, and now I'm not finding the geese. Isn't that terrible? Some of these look like geese, and then, oh, here it is, here it is. And that's a neat one to use for...
That's different.
And see that, how the red, white, and blue, and then it's, you could use that for Quilts of Valor.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just called Flying Geese. So that the geese
So that's
are
a little
flying
different where it's flying around as
opposed to
crossing.
towards the middle, yeah. And this one here, and that would be neat to be used in a border. And that one is called Tit for Tat, and that was made in Alaska. But that would be a really neat one that you could use for a border. You could use a single roll or a double roll of them and put it in a fancy border.
Nice.
So you have the basic Flying Geese patterns, and you have all kinds of...
And could you show off that book one more time, just so that way if anyone wanted to... and is this book available at Hyder Hangout?
We would have to probably special order it. This one here is our reference book. We've got a couple of other books that are available that don't have quite as many. I actually have not checked lately to see if these... I know these are no longer in print, but they are available sometimes on Amazon or some of the other places. And I've ordered for people before. This one originally was like $25, and it's by Sterling Publishing Company. I don't know if they still have it in print or not, and I think I probably will go and check today because it's a really neat. If you have some blocks that you don't know what they are, we can look in here and try to find them. It's a pretty neat book. Of course, it says on here, property of Hyder Hangout Lending Library. This one doesn't go out the door, but we do have some library books that you can check out.
Nice.
At Hyder Hangout. And this one this is by Maggie Malone, and she's pretty famous, but it's got key to some of the codes that they just have on each block, like it says who made, like Harriet Moore is one that originated or named it or whatever, and then it's got sections, and we've talked about a 9 patch, so there's a whole section with 9 patches, 4 patch. Down here, it's octagons, diamonds, and 8-point stars, and circles and curves. And I'm going to put a shout out for circles and curves. We had our beginning quilting class yesterday, and they did wonderful. Girls, you did wonderful.
Nice.
They all did circles. When they came in, they had the deer in the headlight look, and I said, I'm going to show you step by step, and it may take us an hour of the class, but when you get done, you will be... And they did wonderful, and we put a picture on our Facebook page of the girls did the... Yeah, you might be able to find it there. It should be one of the last posts on the Hyder Hangout on Facebook. But they did wonderful with their curves. And most people say curves, and they get deer in the headlight, help, 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 and they're scared. But
I'm sure there's plenty of tips and tricks that you are ready to teach those
oh yes,
people.
I love teaching.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with your classes, you got them ready to do it now.
Yeah, they were excited. Every one of them squealed a little bit when they got to the end, and they opened it up, and it was a curve and not a, a bunch of points. They all got curves. Takes a lot of pinning, but he's looking for it, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you guide me here.
Go to post. If you go to post, it should be. Go down.
Let's go to posts. There we go.
Yeah, it should be like the last or one of the last 2 posts. YouTube videos, that one there.
This one?
That picture.
Oh, the picture, okay.
See the picture? There they are.
Oh.
And look at all the curves. Isn't that gorgeous, wonderful?
Look at that. That is a nice drunkard's pattern.
You recognized it.
The drunkard's pattern. Well, no, I read it, but...
Oh, he read it. Well, they all know the half-square triangles and the flying geese, and they make 12 blocks, and a lot of them have a repeat once you learn the half-square triangles and the flying geese, And that one there, you put 2 of those together with some rectangles, and it ends up being called the Drunkard's Avenue.
So you've showed us your injury where you were sewing under the influence one day. Is this part of the class? You have to kind of get a little imbibed?
Well, actually, yesterday, 2 of them did stick themselves with pins because on the curves you have a whole lot of pins.
Are they imbibed as they're
No.
partaking with the
Drunkard's Path. No. We're teetotalers.
Just checking.
Coca-Cola is the highest we got.
Yeah,
Yes.
that works.
Or coffee.
Had a couple
Coffee.
ice cold Coca-Colas last night in a little bottle. That were good.
Well, we were up late. We got some new fabric in.
Ooh.
I have a quilt shop buddy. Some of us are buddies and help each other. And I have a quilt shop buddy that came in, brought a whole bunch of fabric, and we split bolts. So they come traditionally 15 yards on a bolt, and we kind of split them down the middle. And so he left some with me, and I took some of his, and he took some, and we got a whole bunch of new fabric.
And the stuff for spring and summer? Or?
Oh, beautiful stuff too. Yeah, it'll be on the site, but I won't guarantee before maybe Thursday next week.
Yeah, it may not even be in the store if people don't hurry in and check it out, right?
Well, I'll sell it even if I don't have it on the computer yet.
Right.
Yeah. But
Nice. And speaking of which, let's take a look at your website real quick. If you want to get some more information about Hyderhanger Quilt Shop, you can go to hyderhangout.com, or you can give Susan a call at 423-715-2908. If you want to take some of the classes that she was talking about, you can go to the Happenings tab and click on either classes or calendar to kind of get it at a glance, look at what she has, or just a more specific detail on what's going on. And also some of these videos that we've been doing on the show, you can go to Hyder Hangout YouTube videos and click on the link, and you can get a very a growing list of all kinds of different things. I mean, if you didn't know anything about sewing, you could sit here and watch these videos, and you could pretty much get caught up to speed. I think it's safe to say, correct?
pretty good. We have some pretty neat.
We've got some good
I've
stuff.
watched a couple of the videos. I told him the one that we were bantering back and forth was kind of fun.
I like
the one we had a few false starts on and finally got it together that morning.
And you can, and if you'll notice that the some of the headings for some of these. So Susan gets stabbed. Susan uses a shank. Susan turns down for what?
I don't remember what that one is.
Yeah, it's so you got a razzle dazzle with Susan. That's a good one too.
We used razzle dazzle thread in a class last night.
Oh yeah, what was
Yeah,
it for?
They made trivets, and it was
Okay.
the Superior University once a month class.
Yeah.
And you get different threads each month, and they made little trivets and did the razzle dazzle in the bobbin, which it's a very thick thread. But what I
Right.
love about the razzle dazzle is you don't have to change your bobbin tension, and you can use that. So it was fun.
Very cool. Preview for Monday.
Preview for Monday. Well, I am kind of hanging loose because our poor spinning wheel girl is having trouble with her rubber band.
You missed it before you got in off the air. We got a couple tentative guests we're trying to pull in here. So
Well, yeah, and
I'm still
actually I
waiting
have
for
3
those.
guests, and so I have 3 lined up. One is all the way in June, so I guess in June I'm going to have to renew, huh?
Yeah,
Keep
I'm
coming
still-
back.
I'm still waiting for the Sleeping Beauty spinning wheel.
Yes, I keep telling her. She comes in the shop. I said, well, there's a Rumpelstiltskin strand.
it's getting in alignment right now.
Yeah, well, the band broke, and then she put it on, and then it's too tight, so she's having to try to adjust it because she says if she just spins with the way it is now, her yarn gets uneven. So she's having to adjust it and probably just break it in, I think, but it's some kind of rubber band, but alignment sounds good. I have no idea because I've never seen one work.
No?
No, spinning
Me
wheel? No, I've never seen one work, so I
Only-
have no
only
idea.
in cartoons have I seen it work. So
Yeah. And they probably, cartoons are probably pretty
I've actually
realistic.
seen one work before.
You
I forgot
have?
where I was, but it was some period thing that we were in
Historic thing, yeah.
The lady was actually using one. So I forgot where it was.
Yeah.
cool.
And then the other one is the row by row state coordinator. And she had a little bit of, I don't know what kind of trouble, but she went on a cruise, came back, and she was supposed to come today, but had some kind of trouble when she came back from her cruise. So she
Oh,
said,
for
I've got to
smuggling stuff?
delay have to delay. And so,
Trouble at customs, probably.
no, she had something happened in Oak Ridge, her family or something,
okay.
you know.
I didn't know
You
if
know
she
how
tried
grandkids have a
bringing
way
goods
to, grandkids and kids have a way of rearranging your life, do they not?
I don't have grandkids, so I'll say yes.
You have kids?
Oh no, I thought you said grandkids.
Well, I said grandkids and kids.
Oh yes, yes they do. Yes.
Yes, the two-legged kids and the four-legged kids.
Yeah, my 3-year-old has yet to spawn another one, so I don't know about the grandparent life yet. So
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
yeah. So well, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to Monday. If we can get that stuff in here and get it going.
Well, we'll either have a guest or we'll have something from me. Another block, another way to do something. I don't think Monday because I had all these prom and party people come in this week, and I've still got one dress to do and try to get it done by 4:30 today. They came in they found me yesterday evening on Google, and I was the only thing open because Thursdays are late evening. And she come in, she says, "Oh, thank you." Then I said, "I don't know if I can get it done." She says, I have to, please, please, please. So, you know, she batted her eye, and I can't say no. And
Right. Well, we'll have a mystery show on Monday with
Right.
Susan, so we'll either have the Sleeping Beauty spinning wheel or something special from Susan.
right.
Very cool. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back on the Good Morning Show.
The art of quilting have been enjoyed for generations. Hyderhangout, Quilt Fabric and More in downtown Cleveland is all things quilts and much more. Hyderhangout stocks a vast selection of beautiful fabrics from upholstery to evening wear and will special order hard-to-find items. Find all the accessories to make any project fun and easy. Hyderhangout offers expert instruction with classes for the beginner and the advanced. Ready to show your style? Get to Hyderhangout, Quilt Fabric and More, 219 First Street Northeast, downtown Cleveland.